Dun, 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 dun. It's my show and I'm here. After 5 minutes of sending out emails of everything to you. What's up, everybody? Yeah, this is Jon Does. This is episode 126. And I'm still doing it. I'm still here. You guys are lucky. You guys are lucky. I know I stopped doing the Wednesday shows, but about 10 minutes ago, no, 20 minutes ago, I was about to call it. I was about to say, you know what? Sorry, guys, not today. And that's because at around 8:30 this morning, I got my hands on a copy of Tears of the Kingdom, and I've been playing it all day. It's great. But, you know, before I start getting into all kinds of stuff, I want to tell you about wilddinosaur.com and my Instagram. Go follow me on Instagram at the Wild Dinosaur. There's all kinds of art there. I post up some of the content comes up here too. There's the those real history shorts that I've been doing that people seem to really like. And I do some like Photoshop stuff that ends up on my Instagram. Just some wacky designs and art and stuff like that, you know. But also go check out wilddinosaur.com because those wacky designs and that art ends up on t-shirts and sweatshirts and mugs and all kinds of stuff. And you know what? Let's just take a look real quick. This is what the website looks like. Go there. This is the homepage. This is what the homepage currently looks like. We'll update it when it doesn't look like that. And then you go to the store and look at all this great stuff. There's socks, t-shirts. We've even got kids' shirts. Those baseball tees are great. I have a bunch of those. There's some of my favorites. Got some ladies' racerback tees. I mean, look at these designs. They're fantastic. And recently we added a couple of new things. One of them being mugs. These mugs are great. They're like two-tone. There's colors in there. There's also some wall art that we added. There's not much. We'll be doing more of that later. You know, sweatshirts, tote bags, things like that. Look at all this great stuff. You can only find that over there at wilddinosaur.com. So take a gander, take a look-see over there, and buy yourself something pretty, you know? If it's a mug, there's stickers there too. You know, there's good stuff. There's good stuff over at wilddinosaur.com. Also, another good place to check out art. I have links to all my stuff there. So if you go to Wild Dinosaur, not only is there a shop, but there is YouTube videos, which of course you see here. Some of the stuff that ends up on Instagram ends up there. And of course, links to all the music projects that I have, like the one that I do with Pat, which is New Pants. There's links there, and of course, I'm going to update all this stuff whenever I put out something new. So stay tuned. Go sign up for the mailing list there. You get updates on all kinds of great stuff, including when these episodes go live. So it's all in one spot. All right. What did I want to talk about today? Well, I wanted to start with... What did I want to start with? Why have I not been doing as many episodes? Well, I've mentioned before, it's so I can spend more time doing some of my other projects that need to get accomplished. And in, what is this, week 1 or 2 without doing Wednesday episodes? I'm pleased to announce I'm getting stuff done, baby. I'm doing it. I'll probably take a couple more Wednesdays off. So stay tuned for when I come back with that. But look, I got ideas. on not just all kinds of art that I'm doing. Like there's gonna be an announcement really soon on the next Wild Dinosaur EP. You guys are gonna have to bear with me today. Like I said, there's been lots of tears in many kingdoms. Well, just one of them, and now is a good opportunity for me to eat some string cheese. So you'll have to deal with it. My apologies. Don't usually like to, eat too much on a stream, but here we are. Here we are. It's for those audio listeners out there. All right, one more. Call it a day. So yeah, there's going to be a new EP announced relatively soon. Been making some headway on things. I got this next week. I'm going to be able to shoot 9 real histories. Forgive me. There's probably a little noise. Somebody's mowing their lawn. It's fine. I'm leaving my window open today. It's just a loosey-goosey kind of day for me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Loosey-goosey. So yeah, EP's coming along. I don't know when, but probably stay tuned in the next couple of weeks. Maybe around the time I come back to Wednesday episodes. I'm not sure. Everything's kind of still tentative, and I gotta make some headway before I'm comfortable saying when things might be coming out. But there will be some music news soon. Yeah, like I was saying, also I have 9 more real histories written, ready to get shot and edited. I'm gonna start doing that early next week. So there's 2 things to be looking forward to. All the real histories, they're still happening. You'll at least get 9 more. I have a bunch of other ideas for some other ones too. So the music stuff. I mean, I have a ton of music. Honestly, I have a bunch of music projects that I want to do. I know the next the EP that I'm working on and the next full length after that I've been working on those for a while. You've probably heard me talk about them in various forms in the past, but those are happening. And I'm starting to get ideas for a live set to put together that I want to be able to perform here on this show. So I'll be able to put those guitars to use a little bit more. And I'm going to be doing another record, possibly re-recording some old stuff that I think really deserves its due. And maybe some covers. So that's the music front, really. There's a lot of stuff going on there, and some video projects for sure. Not really a whole lot quite in the chamber, but things getting ready, getting some ideas down. Might be working with a friend of mine on some things. Oh yeah, that's right. There's probably gonna be a new Wild Dinosaur logo pretty soon. I've been working on that. I've been wanting a new logo for a while. I like the logo that I have, and you'll probably still see me use it. But man, I've used it for feels like a decade, but it's probably been like 6 or 7 years. Yeah, I mean, on top of that, there's stuff that I'm trying to do for this show. There is a real possibility Pat and I might be working on a different project, YouTube project. We might be repurposing one of my old channels into something else. And you know what? I know there's nobody here right now, but if you watch this later, please do me a favor. Leave me a comment. Do you want to see more music gear and music equipment conversations from me and Pat? Because that's one of the things we've been talking about for a long time. And that would open the door for some other people that have been wanting to do that with me as well. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys think about that. That's something I'm excited about. I'm just, just trying to make it all work. And there's another idea I have for this show, or for this channel, and that would be to try to do. Might have mentioned this before. Try to do some like one-on-one conversations with people. Like I was saying, there's a friend of mine I might be working with on some stuff pretty soon. And one of the things that I think would be interesting is he is a union production person. I think he's is it units or utilities? I think he's in the utilities department. And he's not currently working right now because of the writer's strike and all of the things that might be happening with the other potential strikes. So he's out of work. It'd be interesting to have a conversation about the Writers, the Directors Guild, and SAG, the Screen Actors Guild. Have conversations about that with him because I think he would have some really good insight. But there's a list of people that I have written down, and people that I'm working with, and just a whole bunch of people that I would like to have some one-on-one conversations with about things, various topics, mostly creative flows, or like I was talking about with my friend, things that are happening within the industry. So I'm trying to get something like that together where yeah, there's a little bit more conversation. Slightly, I don't want it to be an interview because I don't think I don't know. Maybe I could be a good interviewer, but I think it would be more of a conversation about creative processes or things going on, and like I was saying, in the various industries of the people that we have on. So like musicians or actors or directors, other production people, their opinions on the state of the industry, where things are going, just having interesting, insightful conversations with people like that. So that's something else I'm trying to do. That still needs to. I still need to get the whole getting Zoom call thing worked out with OBS. It's just after I got because I don't know if anybody remembers, I was trying to get that put together for a long time, and finally just caved and decided to just get the Rodecaster so I could at least do phone calls, which we've done like 2. I do love this Rodecaster though. It's fantastic. I don't utilize it as much as I should. But yeah, I'd need, I'd love to have some more conversations with, interesting creative people. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Bad baby. No, it's crazy.
We'll do it live.
We'll do what?
We'll do it live.
Do it where?
We'll do it live.
Okay. Thanks, Bill. Oh man. So yeah, lots of projects, lots of things to be excited for on my end. And hopefully you guys are excited too. Still doing some like graphic design stuff. Yeah, I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff going on. And one of the big things that I've decided And I think this is a conversation that lots of people are having these days. If you do video production at all, I, for the last handful of years, have been using the Adobe Suite and paying full price for it, which Adobe currently has $599.78 or whatever the tax turns out to be $600. And that's expensive. You know, look, I've used Adobe for a long time. I think there's a lot of really great things that Adobe does. Oh, excuse me. Talking about Adobe bores even me. But no, I've used it for a really long time. There's a lot of great things that Adobe offers when you have the full suite. There's like 60 or something like that apps. I've used a handful of them. Never really got around to learning Illustrator much, though I probably should have. Dabbled with Character Animator a little bit. That was fun. But it, you know, it's not something that I really focus on and do a whole lot is animation. So, I just have so many issues all the time with Premiere. And you know, some of it is, I mean, there's really two things when you're dealing with Premiere. Is your computer functioning correctly, or is, you know, Adobe functioning correctly? Sometimes your computer, you know, sometimes you need to change something, or your computer might not be up to snuff. And my computer's definitely been up to snuff since like 20. I mean, it's been fine since I bought it. I bought it in 2015. So an older computer now, which sad to hear, because I think this is a great. What is this? It's an iMac, 2015 iMac, but one of those 5K Retina display ones. And I updated the RAM. Yeah, and for the most part, you know, I don't really have issues with this, but I do have issues with Adobe constantly. There's always an update that nobody asked for. There's always something. And what was it, about a year ago? No, it was more than a year ago now. I bought this Blackmagic camera. And when you buy Blackmagic products, they give you a license for DaVinci Resolve. And so I installed it and kind of got a little intimidated. I know there's node-based stuff, which I'm starting to grasp a little bit more. But it was a thing that I wasn't really super aware of. They might have changed some things since, but the version that I originally had to download was 16, and then recently I noticed there were some updates to it, so I did all the updates and was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just do everything in Resolve for now. And so I've mentioned previously, I've just listed off a whole whiteboard full of projects that I'm working on, but there's one that I mentioned that I'm working on something for somebody else. I haven't mentioned who it is yet, but that'll happen at some point. Maybe we'll get them on the show for a discussion or something. But man, where was I going with that? Sorry. Zelda brain. I'm telling you, Zelda brain. Shoot, where was I? I totally lost my train of thought. Fucking Tears of the Kingdom, I swear. I'm just like, I just want to go play. No, I was bitching about DaVinci and whatnot. So started doing everything in DaVinci. This person I'm gonna be doing something for. This is the first project I've decided everything's gonna be in DaVinci Resolve. So honestly, it's not as terrifying as I thought it was gonna be. And when my Adobe plan is up in July, I'm not gonna go back to the full plan. There is one part of the Adobe, just there's one bit that I'm having a hard time letting go of right now, and that is Photoshop. And so I'm gonna do the Photoshop Lightroom package because I think it's like $10 a month or something like that for both softwares. So that's a little bit more doable for me than $600 for the year. I could do, what is that, $120 for the year. I can manage. I can pull that. $600 to for the whole suite. Man, it's so expensive. It's so expensive. But I might even email them and see if me doing this certificate program will help get a student pricing or something. I don't have a school email, which is part of the problem. But I am enrolled. I'm doing the program. I've taken a couple of quarters off at this point. Honestly, I just need to make some money here to get back into. Need to take a workshop class and an acting class and then another workshop class. But yeah. So switching over to DaVinci. Adobe's expensive. But I'm still sticking to Photoshop for now until I'm comfortable finding a good photo manipulation path or workflow. That's not Photoshop, because yeah, I'm really not a fan of these subscription services when it comes to software. I use DaVinci, and they give me all the updates. Oh man, that's sorry, man. Somebody's on the phone out there. Yeah, DaVinci is. I mean, once you have it, you have it, and they'll just give you updates whenever. Set price, if you there's a free version, which is awesome, and then there's the full version, which is like a couple extra things, and the full version is like $300 or something like that, and that's it. It's a one-time payment, and whenever they do updates, you get the updates, or you just check for the updates. Much like for my DAW, my digital audio workstation that I use is Logic, and that's the same. I bought it one time, been able to re-download it on when I get new computers and stuff like that. And I always get the updates whenever there's something new. I don't have to pay for anything. Pat uses Ableton, and they do. Every time there's a new version or something like that, which I guess it maybe not as, they don't do updates and stuff maybe as frequently as Logic, but yeah, you have to pay, another couple $100 for that. I hate that. I love Logic and DaVinci Resolve. And damn, DaVinci Resolve is powerful. It's a powerful software. The color grading in it is something that I'm learning to do a little bit better. I mean, I still suck at color grading, but the tracking you can do in there is crazy. There's a new AI audio thing which isolates audio a lot better than standard EQing and filtering. And then I haven't even touched Fusion, which is kind of like their After Effects, kind of. Yeah, I guess it's more akin to an After Effects workflow or something like that. Yeah, I haven't even touched that. I've just been doing basic editing and getting the flow of things, and a little bit of keying, green screen, keying out some green screen stuff. But it's I'm feeling like I've shed something, I mean, my current Adobe plan is still active for another month and a half or something like that, but knowing that I'm making the decision to just completely move out, at least for video editing. And to get there was a while when I was justifying, like, well, yeah, a character animator is really cool to use, and like it is, but I've used it like twice. And you can do some cool things in it, but I just don't use it very often. And again, animation is cool, and there's stuff I'd love to know about it, but like I don't want to get into like rigging characters' arms and legs and stuff like that. Maybe it's easier now, but again, it's just something I'm gonna have to let go of until I decide otherwise. Till I decide otherwise, brother. Well, look, it's about. No, we'll go a couple more minutes. Oh man, I have a couple of script ideas, like movie script ideas that I want to. I'd love to talk about them, but I just can't. And I need to write them. I really need to write them. Oh, bro. It's that Zelda brain, baby. Zelda brain. Yawns of the Kingdom. It's boring as shit. I'm just kidding. It's not. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Ba-da-bum-ba-ba. McDonald's. Give me some burgers. Give me some boigs. Give me some french fries. Give me some french fries and a chocolate shake. And 2 McDoubles. 2 bacon McDoubles. Or 2 hot and spicy McChickens. McChicken. What's your name? My name's a McChicken. Then Marty McFly pops up. What'd you call me? McChicken. Oh, man. Goofy John. We're on it. We are on it.
Game over.
On it.
Game over.
All right. Anywho. Killing it today. This is another fantastic episode. Thanks for joining in, everybody. We're going to get into our main topic, which isn't really a main topic. We're just going to discuss some Zelda stuff, but I do want to do a quick little commercial, because you know what? Everybody needs to know about my website. Everybody needs to go there, and everybody needs to buy something. So, yeah, let's find out what it is. Yep, Dinosaur.com. I got some cool stuff there, guys. I got some cool designs. I know I made them, but also I wear them. I make them because I would wear them, and I think they're really awesome. And I think secretly, you guys all think it's really awesome too. And deep down, I know in your heart of hearts, you just want to buy something from the store, be it a poster or a framed print, or a sweatshirt, t-shirt, baseball tee, a tank top, a racer tank top. What? When you're going for those jogs, you know what I mean? Going for a little hike through the canyon, a little jog through the prairie. Just some wrestling with alligators. You got that racerback tank top on. Make sure it's a Wild Dinosaur one. All your friends are going to think it's super cool, and they're going to think that you're better than them. That's just what happens when you rock my stuff. I get compliments. This is from my old store. I don't even have this print available anymore. And it's one of the first things I ever put on a t-shirt, as you can tell by how washed it looks. I still get compliments on it. That's Chappie. The sentient chapstick. Chappie. Chip, Chappy. That's right, Chappy. I was at when Jay actually both times in the last year that I've hung out with Jay when he's been in town. We've gone out places, grocery stores, restaurants, things like that. And Jay wears my shirts. And people are always like, damn, dude, that's rad. And then it's funny when people are get weirded out because Jay's like, oh yeah, that's the artist. And, I'm standing right next to him. I'm like, hey, how's it going? And they're like, oh, don't try to sell me something. And I'm like, guess what? Here's my business card. Gonna try to sell you something. Buy a t-shirt. Go buy it. Go buy something. Because you know what? I know you want to. I know you want to do it. WildDinosaur.com. All right. Well, I'm gonna start getting into it because you know what? Nobody's here, and that's okay. It's totally fine. But because nobody's here, I might use that as an excuse to dip out a few minutes early so I can go play some more Tears of the Kingdom because I cannot get over this game yet, and I started it today. So, a little backstory. As most of you know, started gaming more in the last couple of years. Little bit as a kid, not a big gamer as a kid. But I did play a bunch of stuff. Zelda's always been my favorite series. Got a brick Game Boy when I was a kid. It was one of those Costco packs my mom got for Christmas, and it came with Link's Awakening. And then 64 comes out. Ocarina of Time is like my favorite. It's my jam. It's how I live my life, is in a green tunic. Mentally. And then I kind of stopped playing games for a while. I did briefly have the original Wii. I worked at a used bookstore, and we sold all kinds of stuff, records. I ran the DVD department. But somebody brought in a Wii, and I ended up getting to take it home. Well, I mean, I paid money for it, but it was like cheap. We'll just say that. And it had a bunch of Zelda games loaded on there, and the newest one at the time was Twilight Princess. I started playing it. I didn't get very far into it. House got broken into. That Wii was one of the casualties. I was living in the Bay Area at the time.
Game over.
I love the Bay Area, by the way. But, things like that happen. And, yeah, just lost the laptop and whatnot. So I fast forward again to me living in Sacramento. This is about 2015, maybe. And no, this would have been this was in 2016. I was getting ready to move into a place with my buddy Mike. And at that time, this is still a thing that people are considering, but it was more a basic concept back then of like cable cutting. I mean, it's been going on for a while, but people were still really, my age, were really considering like just not having cable and stuff like that. So when we talked about moving in together, we were like, we're not going to do internet, or we're just going to do internet. We're not going to do cable, because we could get an internet package that was pretty good without all the other stuff. I think there was like a phone line or something, but we didn't use it. And so I bought a Wii U, and so we could like stream Netflix and stuff off of, and I think we could watch DVDs and stuff like that off of it too. So I had that, and my buddy, when we moved in together, 2017 rolls around, he picks up Breath of the Wild, and I just watched him play it a little bit. I didn't really play. The Nintendo the Wii U that I had, I played some like Mario games and stuff, a couple of fun things, But I just really wasn't a big gamer. I just had it mostly as like kind of like a receiver. You know, it was the home base for apps to watch movies and stuff on. But yeah, he picks up Breath of the Wild, and when we move out, because it just got expensive, and I ended up leaving Sacramento a handful of months later. But I had to move. We had to move out. We just couldn't afford. Our rent went up twice in a year. That shit should be illegal. Twice in 1 year. Rent went up twice in 1 year. It was, but I think total like $150 over the two rent raises. Our rent went up like $150, and I was like, yo, I can't afford to live here anymore. So when we moved out, you know, there's, you know, this person owes this person, you know, a little, it was like bill money stuff, you know, and so I think he owed me like $50 or something like that, and he's like, yo, you want Breath of the Wild? And I was like, you know, let's call it even, you know, I'll take Breath of the Wild, hell yeah, let's go. And I didn't play it for a while. When I moved back down to where I'm at now, I finally felt like I was going to put in the time to play it. So I played it, and boy did I play it. I put in a couple hundred hours on that first go, and then I played it like 6 more times after that. I really liked Breath of the Wild. It was encompassed all kinds of things that I want out of a game. There's puzzles, there's a little bit of action. It's not terribly difficult. You don't have to like, you know, I played Jedi Survivor recently, and I just kept it in like story Padawan mode, whatever it was. But like I see people go just, you know, buck wild, we'll just do it on the hardest difficulty. I'm not trying to play video games to get pissed off. Like that's what life is for. I'm trying to play video games to unwind, maybe use a little bit of brain muscle that I don't get to use other places, a little bit of dexterity that I don't get to use in my normal day. You know, so Zelda, I think, fit a lot of those things. Look, you don't want to do any storyline, you don't have to. You can go collect Korok seeds, you can go hunt, you could just go collect stuff, or just roam around, ride a horse around. If you've done the DLC, you can ride your motorcycle, master cycle, I think is what it's called. You can ride that around, just have a good old time, do some weird stuff. You know, blowing up monsters with you know, an exploding barrel, a couple Octorok balloons, and a piece of wood. You know, just do weird stuff to try to, you know, defeat the enemy or whatever. And again, these enemies aren't very hard, which is why it's fun to just experiment doing silly things. So I mean, you know, what was it, 2019 they announced a sequel, and I was like, hell yeah, let's go. Pandemic hit. We still knew it was coming, but I did put it out of mind for a while. Yeah, I mean, there was so many other things going on. There was all kinds of new Star Wars and Marvel, and Saga came back and went on hiatus again and came back. You know, all kinds of things were going on. Yeah. So when they start dropping like marketing for it, I'm like, oh, boy, here we go, it's coming. And then, you know, I started to get giddy, and it was really this last like week, I really was having a tough time maintaining. Luckily I have a lot of stuff to work on to keep me occupied, but I tried to make sure to try to get a bunch of it done early so I could spend the weekend, maybe Monday and Tuesday, playing a little bit too. But man, I really can't wait to get off and go play this game. Not that I don't want to be here. I do. I really do like streaming, and it might not show because I'm doing it less and less. it is really fun for me to do this. I'm very well. I was diagnosed ADD when I was younger, so I don't feel bad saying I am a bit ADD. I tend to have a focus on stuff, and a lot of I mean, look, streaming, all of the streaming stuff's spurred from my interest in expanding my artistic endeavors, video production, photo production, music production, all of that stuff. And I get really caught up in I mean, this is why I have lists of things that I'm working on and whatnot. And it's, you know, I have to try to do good time management to keep my affairs in order. And so I purposely made sure to try to get a bunch of stuff out of the way first. And going back to songwriting, for me, lyrics are the hardest thing because I don't approach music in the songwriter way. I make songs, I arrange them, and I just I don't know. I'm more of that brain than the lyrical, the writey part of stuff. I've been practicing writing a lot more, and it's helping, and it's a good exercise for everybody. You just write a little bit every day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever. Just do it. It's a good practice. But I have managed to. I have two songs to finish up on this EP that's about to get announced. The songs are there for the most part. Maybe I don't know. I don't imagine doing too much arrangement on this. Vocals for both of them, maybe some like lead stuff and final mix. The hardest part for me, and I always get stuck here, is the song, the lyrics, the song part. Well, the lyric part of the song, and I just have a really hard time. But I luckily have, like, there's just been something that's been working for me, and a new method I've been trying out with getting lyrical ideas, and things are coming a lot faster. Like, it would be months for me to write a song in the past. You know, I'd come up with a line and then have to figure out another line. My approach in the past has been not helpful for me, and that's changing, but it's making things happen a little faster. And so I've got the majority of vocals written for one of the songs. I have an idea and direction for the other song. And yeah, once I get the lyrics written down, it's really just getting them recorded and mixing them and adding any tiny flourish or last minute things and a final mix. So this EP, I've mentioned what the title is before. It's this is going to be the I Have No Friends on This Planet EP, which anybody who's paid attention or been around for the last 2 years or so, I put out 2 single music videos here on the channel, on the YouTube channel. There's Smell the Rain and I Have No Friends on This Planet, the track, and those were just intended for singles. I'd maybe thought maybe an EP would happen or they would end up somewhere, and they have. They're ending up on this EP that I'm just calling I Have No Friends on This Planet. The artwork on Spotify that you've seen for it that I've used for a long time. This one, it's on this mug here. This one, this design. That's the album cover, and yeah, there's gonna be how many tracks are there? There's gonna be 5 tracks, and again, 2 of them are almost done. 2 of them you guys already know: "Smell the Rain" and "I Have No Friends on This Planet." Title track Those are track 2 and 3 on the record. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5. So there's 3 songs you guys haven't heard yet, unless I've used parts of them for like commercials or anything. I don't think I have. I might have used one of them. But anyways, yeah. So I'm getting all lost in the sauce here. Sorry. I just had to make sure I was getting work done, because Breath of the Wild, or sorry, Tears of the Kingdom is great. Now, I played for about, let's see, I started probably, let's say it was roughly 9 o'clock a.m. So, what is that? 12, 2, that's about, what is that? 8 or 9 hours? Sorry, I'm so bad at math, especially after Tears of the Kingdom brain. So yeah, after playing for like 9 hours, I have essentially finished. If you're familiar with the Breath of the Wild, I've essentially finished the Great Plateau region, the first part of the game where it's tutorial, and you gain some abilities and stuff, and it's really cool how you get to basically there is an opening scene where it's left off from the previous game. You've got all your hearts. They give a reason for you to lose all your hearts, and for Zelda to be gone. You see it in the trailer, and just like setting you up for playing Hyrule in a new way with new abilities that are similar to the previous game, but they are new. The game mechanics are different. And there's so much more map. There is, I mean, I haven't gone through everything, but I think the map, all I'll say is I think the map is basically more than doubled from the first game. You know, you just have the surface level world in the first game, which is great. I love it. And, you know, it was really hard to think, like, how could they make Breath of the Wild better? And I think they have. I didn't, you know, like, the stuff they did, it was like, there's some stuff that's like, how did you do this? How did you do this? And then some of it is just creative ways of redoing stuff from the first game. You know, there's a lot of new and there's a lot of the same. But the same is different for the most part. I mean, there's still the flow of shrines. There are dungeons. I haven't gotten to any of the dungeons yet. I've just been roaming the world doing random things, checking out places and locations, getting a feel for the old world. And yeah, there's a new spot that I was traversing prior to this show starting, so I'm feeling it, really feeling it, loving it. I can't wait to play more of this game. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some spoilers from the leaks through Reddit, which I did seek some of them out. Video games for me is a lot different than like spoiling a movie, and mostly just because of the like playability. You know, like to finish a movie takes like two hours, maybe 3 if it's, you know, anything made in the last year. Yeah, for some reason everything's like over 3 hours now. But yeah, typically under 3 hours for a movie. 90 minutes was the standard for a long time. Still, it's the minimum for a feature length. And video games can take a lot longer. What was it? What was that one? I think it was it Spider-Man? Well, Spider-Man and I think both the first Jedi Fallen Order game were shorter games. I think Fallen Order was like probably a little bit longer. It was like 15 hours or something like that. And then, if I remember correctly, Miles Morales Spider-Man was like 8 hours or something like that. And you can get through those quick. This is not going to be quick. This is not going to be quick. And I'm totally fine with that. Because it's both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It's not necessarily seemingly. Don't forget, I do want to see more stuff that hadn't been spoiled for me. Like, I'm just waiting to uncover a bunch of stuff in this game. But it's a little bit big story points in video games. I don't mind spoilers so much because it's already going to take you forever to get there. Especially if you're not if you're just an avid gamer, or, you know, I don't know, somebody who doesn't game as frequently. I mean, like, I set aside time for Tears of the Kingdom because I knew what I was going to get with it. I knew that I wanted to spend a lot of time. I don't do this with video games very often at all, really. Like, I've never set aside time for a video game that, like, just released. I've been excited about games, the Zelda series, especially after Breath of the Wild, and knowing we were getting a direct sequel. You already had my money. Nintendo. Jesus. But anyways, I burned my food. Just so you know. And you can eat it in the game. It helps. You know, if you throw an apple in the fire, it becomes a baked apple. Because it doesn't like burn. It catches fire, but then it just becomes a baked item. So I became a baked item earlier today as well. And I might need to reheat at some point. Boy. I bet you could tell, huh? That's what I mean. That's what I mean with Tears of the Kingdom brain. Getting those. I just had way too many baked apples today. Well, you know, it's been fun. It is about 6:55-ish. Is that right? Yeah, 6:55 right there on the dot. I appreciate everybody coming. Coming to the show. I also appreciate it when people come, just because I want you to feel good. I want your partner to feel good. Coming's just great all around. Which that's a good segue into. Before I go, we'll start with this one. There's a link in the description to donate to Planned Parenthood, because I think Planned Parenthood is really awesome. And if you like to come and you like to spread that shit around, Planned Parenthood might be your best friend. They also do all kinds of other great stuff. So check them out. Go visit them. Go get a checkup. Go get some free condoms. Whatever you need. Planned Parenthood's awesome. Also, one more of these. Don't forget to check out wilddinosaur.com. It's the best place. It's the only place to support this channel financially. And I don't just want to take your money. I want to give you something good. So buy a mug, buy a tote bag, buy a sweatshirt, buy a t-shirt, some stickers. Buy it all. Buy everything. Buy one of everything in the store. Make yourself feel good. Make me feel good. Buy me some new underwear, because I don't have underwear in the store, and the ones that I'm wearing are on their last leg. So let's get John some new underwear. Go follow me on Instagram. There's some cool stuff there too that doesn't happen on YouTube. What else? Do I got anything else? Usually it's these 3 plugs right here, right? Not the hair plugs, just these 3 plugs. I'll be back next Friday. probably with some more artistic updates. Maybe Pat will be back. I think he's visiting his brothers this weekend. So, anyways, y'all have a good weekend, and I will talk to you next week. Peace out.